The guy down here who explained it to us, that didn't have the answers for what we need to do, because he doesn't know any more about next year's economic picture than we do.
Ben, what was it that you wanted pulled up from that data? Because I haven't pulled up the lit data.
Go in and
For our
pull up your 1782 for this year to see what our collection for property tax on the general fund was after the
Let me just show you what I have pulled up. This is the chart I was able to download and have. It's all the counties that has a certified share.
Oh, yeah, that's
That was
just,
you want, or
no, I want the 1782 notice that has the property tax collection that we was permitted to do. But I move so slow trying, you go to,
I'll get them. I'll look.
the Department of Local Government Planning.
Oh, for the LGF, okay.
Then you can go to county offices, county council, hit that, and when you call up county council, it has all the things, like look at your 1782s, your lit receipts or supplements, but they'll only be through 22, which that's what I'm looking for, you know, because they got the property tax collections here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to look 1782, see what we got. I can estimate, but I'm looking for a little firmer number.
Our certified levy for 2022 was $4,520,111.
Okay? And our lit was a little over,
Can you share that again, Michelle? Oh, did you just take it off? Sorry.
way back,
Let me go
4,700 or so on. That
All
was,
right, we'll say 4.7.
yeah.
Okay. And that was county certified shares?
No, that property. Property's looking that up now.
Okay.
Local income tax for county general only, $4,018,314.
Is that what supplement?
No,
What was the supplement? It's right at $1 million.
$547,721.
Say that again.
$547,721.
$500,000.
547,721.
So all three of those added up, about $9 million, a little over.
Yes, 9.2.
So let's say they go up 500,000 for next year. We're about 9,500,000. I was wrong about that 5 years.
That's why I said that.
Looks like you'd be close to cutting into your sustainable 2 million. Pick 3 years.
That's a 3 years.
Yeah.
If everything remains the same.
And that's my worry.
It might disagree with those assumptions.
2 to 3 years.
No, that's why I think we need to look at all of the resources that we have, because I think, you know, this is affecting our employees, but this is all, and at the same time, this is affecting our budget. So I think we need to look at all of the resources we have available and things that don't necessarily tie us.
And auditors, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm a little light on my numbers, but there's a few other tax things we get thrown in. That'll mitigate that some.
Yeah, you got cement, you got fit, and you got all the miscellaneous receipts that,
That's why I'm saying another 500 or better thousand for general. I think we can safely say, by just proving the budget as somewhat proposed, we don't know where ambulances at yet, okay? We know at least we're gonna go backwards at least that million. Now, I hate to say this, but I keep saying I'm not gonna be here, but I'm still gonna be a taxpayer. But here's the deal. If they have opportunity, here in the free, because they're like, they've done it a couple of times, but they still got, from that report on that fiscal, about, only maybe 300 million, but that's going out over 92 counties. Okay? And you still got,
It's based on population
well,
and,
it's based off of income.
and income and the number of people. Well, it's slightly based on population, not much, but,
Not a lot. Pretty much.
but it's mostly the income brought in.
See, I'm hoping, not knowing, that they free up enough that we've been getting, as a supplement, in May, about 900,000. That's the whole way. We get about half of that for general, okay? See, I'm hoping they free up enough that we would get a double supplement, so to speak, to give money out of their coffers into our coffers to protect our bank account versus they're holding in a bank account that ain't funding anything. That's what I'm hoping, from what I've read, you know. And like I say, I'm just ballparking everything, but when it comes down to it,
The
that we're
last report was it could be anywhere from 300 million to 400.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of real close to what the policy I'm asking you all to read. It was 280 to 400 million possibly, I think. So if that happens, and I'm using the word if, that happens. So,
And that's a big if. A big if.
I don't think it is. I think they're gonna do it. I really do. Because
To me, that just leads to more hyperinflation down the road. That's my bigger worry, is that you're just kicking a can down the road for something that's gonna be bigger.
yeah,
I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, because I've been hyping the
But here's
hyperinflation
the
for
deal.
2 years, and now it's.
think about if they had changed the to 15%, X amount of years before they did. Look how much better shape we've been in before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but anyway,
So I would like to go back to the commissioners and get a sense of what has already been obligated from the remaining ARP dollars, what might we be able to request in doing a stipend so that it could be a meaningful amount. Todd, what are your thoughts? It was 4 or 5, Todd. I think you might have done 5 at one time too. It was under,
Yeah. The only numbers that were run, the girls ran here a month or so ago, was based on $4,000 stipend. And I
Full-time?
For full-time. Did you figure a 2,000 for part-time or was it 1,000?
2,000.
2,000 for part-time, yeah. And it was going to be around 800,000.
I think 5,000 might have made it $1 million. So ARP funds, what's it looking like?
Do I
right now?
want it, personally, do I want to take it out of RP money? No. But, you know, it's an option, I suppose.
It's an option, and it's an eligible use of funds.
Some counties have done it. They've used the ARP money. And some of them haven't even got there yet. Clark and Floyd, I think, give 5% is what they figured across the board. Clark County did do a premium pay one time this year already. And now I think they're probably looking at about 5% increase on employees is what Clark's doing. Crawford County gave a pretty substantial raise last year. We're not looking to do much this year. Scott County right now is, they're not there yet. Crawford County, they haven't moved on anything yet. But I don't think Crawford's looking to do much. And that's just the 5 counties right around us. And it's like Michelle said, we heard it quite a few times in here with the sheriff's department. Surrounding counties is what they look at. But then when you look at our tax base versus their tax base, there's no, besides being surrounding, that's as far as it goes. As far as the numbers, it's everything.
The problem we had in this county on occasion, we want to compare ourselves to Clark and Floyd, and there are much more similarities with Washington County to Crawford County.
Or Scott, or,
Well, not even Scott. Crawford and Orange.
so, just to note, salary increases are not an eligible use of funds for ARP, but a stipend is.
Why, where are you coming from? That you say no,
Say what?
say no, they don't stop. Where are you coming from? Just a general, you know.
I think it's correct.
Well,
Maybe that's what we think to get us by a year, but I guess the main thing is we have given, one of the things that were encouraged with the ARP money was infrastructure. When I say that, I'm talking about underserved areas. That's all they talk about in that ARP document is underserved areas, water, high-speed internet. Of course, we don't have to be concerned about sewer too much because most people are on septics and we have a rural area, but we have put a big emphasis on rural water. And in this day and age, even though we have a big rural county, you know, it's kind of been, I think I can speak for these two, it's kind of been our goal to try to connect the dots and get some of these people out here who live out here in the county water, because, you know, last time I checked, it's a necessity.
yes,
So, and maybe we're our own worst enemy. We started out and we've given several dollars to, we helped Beacon and East Washington and Posey, and there are still some big water projects out there that we would like to help these people with. So I'm just going to be bone honest with you. Personally, I'm a little afraid to stick my neck out on giving away the farm for county employees when we're talking about, I'm sorry to say, we're talking about 200 people when we could help 200 people get water. Now, what's more important? I don't know. I guess if it was an easy decision, then we wouldn't all be sitting here.
Right.
So, and we have also put a pretty big emphasis on it's been kind of piecemeal, helping these nonprofits, these people who do things about the community, beyond the walls, and these that help people in the community about fixing their houses up, and that was kind of our number 2 thing. And I don't know. I've got mixed feelings. Not 100% opposed to it, but not too much in favor of it either.
Good explanation.
What say you?
Well, you said it's asking. My opinion is a Band-Aid. What do you do next year?
Yes,
The money's gone.
Yeah, you got to maintain it. You got to maintain
Well,
it.
I don't think you have to maintain it.
You don't have to maintain it, but
It's going to be expected.
It's going to be expected.
Where are you going to make it up at?
Well, I don't
Yeah.
mind for the expectation to be there and not to fall through on that, because it would be a one-time stipend. I mean, the inflation rate is incredibly high. And we can't sustain that. Yeah, well, we can't sustain that in raises. I mean, it would be hard to do a 5% increase this year in a raise with the expectation to do a 5% increase next year, and then the next year, but a stipend, I think, does help stop the bleeding, and can help our employees who are feeling it at the gas pump every time they go to the grocery store, while also respecting and honoring our taxpayers, because, we have to maintain a sustainable budget.
Here's my rebuttal to that statement. How about all of us that don't get a government paycheck, that's not going to get a 5% raise? And we're either going to suffer the fact that we're not going to have the money for services, but we don't have, here again, that potential to up our incomes. But there's a potential we may get a tax increase just to support government deals. That's that balance, folks, I'm talking about.
Exactly.
When you want to do this for these people, what are you going to do for these people? Or better yet, what are you going to do? And I've been down this road, and tough decision, but here again, like I said, your decision's either to start drawing in on your deal, and 1 year, I don't know what the best answer to say, because you might be better off doing it 1 year, and then you have to hold the line next year. You know what I'm saying? But expectations are always going to be on this body a raise. And I'm one of the people that has promoted raises since I've been on board.